Hey guys, in today's video, I want to talk about a little bit more about my story if you guys are coming across to who I am for the very first time. My name is Victor Guerra, who goes by Victortheinspiration online. I recently just became a published author of a book called Become the Victor, Turning Trials into Triumph, which is available online at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, iTunes, in addition to Google Play Books. And I also have an audiobook version currently in the works as well. I also do host my very own podcast called Become the Victor Podcast, which is available on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, in addition to Spotify as well. And my book is my personal story, just sharing glimpses of what it is I have been through while navigating a progressive neuromuscular medical condition called spinal muscular atrophy type 2, which in simple terminology, it's as time goes on, it slowly takes away your ability to walk, eat, and breathe over time. So to give you guys an imaginative visualization of my past to where I once was to where I currently am with the progressiveness of my disability, is at the age of 5 years old, I had the physical strength to push myself in a manual wheelchair, utilizing both of my arms. Fast forward 10 years later, at the age of 15, I no longer had the physical capability to push myself in a manual wheelchair, where I now needed to be in a powerized wheelchair, which is an electric wheelchair. Fast forward to, let's say, present time, because I'm currently 27, so let's say 12 years later, I'm currently, again, 27, is I am still in a powerized wheelchair, but now I'm starting to struggle with my neck support. I am now starting to struggle when it comes to eating, swallowing certain foods, picking up my drink, handling my phone. Simple daily tasks that I once had been able to do before with ease is now starting to become a little bit more challenging. And as I'm not just sharing this for pity, I'm sharing this because I want you to know, just think about for a moment, bear with me for a second, is I want you to visualize, okay, me being able to do certain things one day to the next no longer being able to do so. Or being able to do something one day to slowly seeing those very things that I once had been able to do with such effortless is now slowly starting to slip away. Now I want you to think about the thought processes, the mental barriers that arise within that process. It's difficult. You're going to come across frustration, anger, many questions asking why me. You might even become angry, blaming God. Why did you give me such life? Why are you putting me through these things? And the thing I learned is, why not me? It's because I have the resilience to endure these processes. I have the character that not only helps me get through life, but I have the humility to reach out and help others along the way. God gave me this unique ability to connect with others in a way that many other people may look towards as unreachable. And I am able to connect with these individuals, whether it's through my story, the way I approach people, things that I share with them. I am able to develop a connection with these individuals. And my thought process is, if I can help these people with where I currently am, with as small as I am, I can only imagine how many other people I can impact along the way when my voice becomes much more amplified, when I start to gain a much larger audience. Now, these are just little glimpses of my story. And I also created and host a podcast called Become the Victor Podcast, where I also interview other individuals, whether they have a disability or not. I have interviewed individuals who also have a progressive disability. I've interviewed best-selling authors, Guinness World Record holders, serial entrepreneurs who have generated $250 million just for their clients alone. I recently just recorded someone that was on American Idol, and now they are selling out concerts. I also recently just interviewed someone who was one of the finalists for America's Got Talent. I interview all of these people because the one thing we all have in common is a story. But not everyone overcomes parts of their story. Many of us get stuck within that process. We get stuck in the pity. Why me? We get stuck in the self-doubt. We get stuck with those mental barriers that tell us, you can't do it. Until you come across individuals who also have a story, and they share the wisdom and the tools they have learned along the way, where they say, hey, I've been where you are. This is what I learned. Let me help you go from point A to point B. Because of individuals who share their story, because of these individuals who had the courage to share their story, be vulnerable, especially in a public setting. It's not easy. But because of these individuals, I had the ability to overcome parts of my story that once looked impossible to overcome. And because of these individuals, I had the ability, the strength, and the confidence to overcome the very parts that I once thought I couldn't make it out of. So I wrote a book called Become the Victor, Turning Trials into Triumph, where I help other people through the processes called life, so they do not feel alone. I created a podcast called Become the Victor Podcast to highlight not just my story, but highlight the story of others, so they can see and hear other messages from all different areas of life, so they can connect with more than just one individual, to not only have a sense of inspiration, but have the courage where they can begin their very own transformation. And to me, that's how you make an impact, when you overcome parts of your story. But once you overcome these parts of your story, you turn around and you lend a helping hand. Who else can you pull up with you? That is what I am trying to do. I am trying to build something far bigger than just myself. I am trying to build a legacy where it is so much bigger than just me. It becomes us. We. Because together we are stronger. So I humbly ask you if you can please vote for me for Entrepreneur of Impact, which is a national competition hosted by Damon John from Shark Tank. I was once competing against thousands of other entrepreneurs, and I somehow, by the grace of God, made it to the quarterfinals. And because of you guys leading me up to this very moment, I kindly ask if you guys can please help pull me through to the semifinals. Right now, it doesn't look too promising that I will make it through, but I am a firm believer that anything is possible, because from where I have been and to where it is I am now is nothing short of a miracle. So please like the video, share my link, go on my Instagram, Victortheinspiration. All of my links are within the description as well. Please vote for me, share my links, tag me. It would significantly help me, because I cannot do this without you. And I wouldn't have made it this far without you. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as always, remember, grow through what you go through. Much love.